Hey guys, welcome to the Stockpot, the SP, because we're your highest rarity in Weiss content. We are Soup for the Soul Sign. I got Alejandro, Jason, and Brandon. How's everyone doing today?
Doing all right, man. How are you
Yeah,
guys
pretty
doing?
good. Pretty good.
Well, Jason came in and was yelling.
Came in hot.
He was screaming.
One of the many days that I
He
decided to
is.
yell.
He is.
I wouldn't know. I was asleep.
Yeah, that's very true.
He thinks. Well, I can't say that he thinks. You're bored,
I am bored.
Jason. You're bored. Why are you bored?
I'm very bored of Weiss when it comes to like playing on a competitive level.
Oh,
I enjoy playing a lot casually, but when I have to like play to prepare myself for like what I'm going to see at these tournaments,
With
Mhm.
BCS season
like just
coming up.
BCS season coming up, I'm bored. I feel like I just went through the same thing again, and I feel like I'm preparing for the same things I prepared for last year.
Unbelievable.
wow. Crazy to think that we're just going back to an older meta
Feels like we're
now?
going back, and I feel like we haven't left,
Oh, true.
to be honest.
So last year at BCS in 2023, we had some pretty prolific decks running around for the better part of the season.
Correct.
We had Slime and Overlord both running around. The Overlord players weren't playing to their abilities,
That's because Slime was unbanned at this
but
point.
Slime had infinite power until November 24th, 2023.
Correct.
Hololive was running around, both 8 standby and anything Gura, whether it be choice Gura or standby Gura. And we had just a plethora of other decks mixed in. Do you remember anything from besides
There was Alice.
Oh, that's
Alice?
It's been so long.
Alice was banned in Springfest in 2023.
Alice was banned with Slime.
I think that's incorrect.
Was it not?
I think Alice, because remember, Alice got hit mid Springfest with Escanor.
No, it was Alice, Slime, and the Escanor reban. Remember, because we were all upset because we thought Seven Deadly Sins was gonna be something new, but it was just Escanor plus the Gill, like the big Escanor and Baby Gill versus small Escanor and Baby Gill.
Yeah,
that's
no,
true.
he's
Yeah.
Alice
Was that it?
Yes, because
Yeah.
Alice was at the 2, and we were like, they're like, we're gonna let these sharks swim around a little bit longer, and these Overlord players just who don't show up kind of do their own thing.
Okay, yeah, I do
Yeah.
remember this
Yeah,
because they
that-
let it run around for Springfest.
Springfest
Well, yeah,
was
yeah.
They let it
Alice
run around
Central.
for Springfest.
Yeah, we were complaining about it being a so like major deck
Yeah.
during Springfest, and that they didn't do anything about
So
it.
before
until
Slime,
BCS.
there was a lot of Alice.
because bro was literally like 6, 7
So many
Alice's in top 8.
Yeah.
Yep.
What?
And online events being kind of scuffed.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
But
Yeah.
we're not
no
gonna
one.
talk
No one
about-
cheated.
No one ever.
No one ever.
No
cheated.
one ever has cheated in an online event. I think with that, because we can look at the BCS 2023
Yeah.
video that we posted last year.
Yeah.
Not a ton has changed.
So to be fair, I do think some decks kind of change. Not a lot. Like some decks are probably gonna have a couple new cards because of
They got forced to change.
well.
One deck
Yes.
got removed.
Well,
Physically removed.
One deck didn't even get to see BCS.
That's true.
That's
Yeah.
actually very
It
true.
didn't
Well, that's
even-
because it did at the end of the last BCS.
Did it?
Yeah.
Sure.
What?
Avatar.
Oh, I was talking about a different one.
Oh, that one?
I was talking about Chainsaw Man.
Talking about Dennis.
Oh, that's true. Chainsaw Man did
Chainsaw
not.
Man
No, it does
got
not. It,
executed.
it
Yeah.
needed to though. It
I
really
mean,
needed to.
I mean, when
Yeah.
you see the data of just like Chainsaw Man enveloping everything, yeah, it had to.
Yeah.
Same thing with Sokka.
It
You had to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he got executed.
Yeah, actively changed how the
It's-
game worked, and it's like, nope, can't have that.
Took
And
him out back.
So like, I sympathize with Jason because we're all stuck in this stagnant Weiss structure
Yeah,
right
we
now.
last year we had these are the decks that like people were talking about: Slime, Gura, Seven Deadly Sins, and we talked about Overlord. But why would you play when?
Overlord players just couldn't get the break.
Yeah,
They-
No,
same thing with, and then Alice was there. These were decks that are there. And now we're back. We've only lost Alice. We're still here though.
never left.
We lost exactly 2 copies of Gura.
Yeah,
We lost level 1 Shizu.
correct.
and Seven Deadly Sins has a slightly new look.
7 Deadly Sins
Gets played by Hendrickson.
has Hendrickson, which is cool. Deal 4s are cool.
Yeah,
It was pretty neat.
and
Deal 4s are really cool.
like,
yeah,
Hololive gets a revamp because we got some older cards with some support.
Yeah, we do
We
have,
have
to reset.
another, Aqua La Plus effect
Yeah,
On yellow.
on yellow
Like,
again.
this ban list made a change, and it took care of one problem, which was Chainsaw Man. It took care of the Avatar problem. It left the slime problem. It left the Overlord problem. Now it said it dealt
And
with
it left,
the Gura.
it left half the Hololive.
It took care of Gura. Yeah, sure. You think of it this way, like if you lose a Gura, you got to spend time getting it. But if they drop 2 Gura, you're still gonna probably lose. 2 Gura is still really hard to survive.
I mean, 2 Guras, even without your third attack, if you hit on both Soul Signs, it's still 8 instances of damage
Correct.
on 2 cards.
Like, I get why they hit it. It's just because it's an unfair card to have to see 4 of. They're still gonna play it because Hololive can actually do whatever they want.
and that's not even counting Hololive's backup plan.
Correct.
Hololive has Marine. Hololive has people are starting to try Toa. Hololive has Mume. Hololive has a lot more other cards from that pool.
Hololive has Aqua.
Hololive has Aqua that they can take advantage of.
Which
Best card ever.
I feel like I'll be fine if I see like Aqua, Mume, but that's definitely biased. I wouldn't mind seeing Marine again. I wouldn't mind seeing Toa, but like I think if it's still one of those things. Toa's a fair card.
No, so I meant
We're talking about
Marine.
Marine.
Oh, I think Marine is a fair card compared to what we have right now.
That's true. Well, actually, really, what this does.
Meanwhile, us in 2022.
What a wild time!
Yeah.
Oh
Crazy.
my God, Marine! I can't believe it. How
Shout
could
out
they
to
print this
Marine,
card?
It's automatic.
Yeah.
Why would we ever? Weiss is unhealthy.
Weiss is unhealthy.
Weiss is dying.
They're like, okay, we heard you. We're gonna make an unhealthy error.
They
And
said,
like,
they
whoa,
said, they say you don't like Marine. Bet.
Aki.
Here we go.
Sure.
Gooba,
I would
you
go back.
sure?
Oh, thank God Marine's back. God, I love this card so
We're
much.
like they have power crept so hard within the last year and a half for Weiss
Yeah.
that we have gone. Thank goodness, 2022 cards are here.
Yeah. And it's crazy because I can't wait because I'll be complaining about Nino in a few months anyway.
Yeah, of course.
I'd be like, wow, they should not be allowed to have
Yeah,
12 standby.
they're finally giving us a set release that feels like it matters,
Yeah,
but only for certain things.
only for certain things. But it just feels so boring because it's like I don't want to play in this meta again. It was miserable last time we had this meta.
It really sucked.
It was so bad. How many slime mirror matches were there?
Well, we've also just all actively are taking a step back from playing right now because we've seen this.
We've
we
seen
know
it.
how to deal with it.
We know what's coming.
Like Brandon, if I told you like how prepared would you feel for slime or for Overlord or any of those, would you feel like you have actively been prepared for them?
I definitely learned my lessons the first time, so now I'm like, okay, just don't do the same thing again.
And so you know not what to not do. It's like you're going to in Overlord have your anti-change backup in case they're bad.
Make sure you have 2. I swear they'll never expect the second
Jason-
one.
You'll never expect
No
it.
one-
Never
No.
expect
The
the second
Spanish
one.
Inquisition.
like Jason was lambasted because the second
The
one
second
got put
one
in there.
came up.
So like there's that, but like I actually I was thinking about this. I was like, what if you never played like an anti-change in your deck against Overlord?
They'll never know.
They would freak out.
They would never know.
And the Overlord player would lose
If you were
their
good at poker,
mind.
Well,
you
yeah, they
probably
listen,
can outdo the
They be
Overlord player.
looking for it the entire time, and
Yeah.
then they don't see it. They're like, oh,
They would.
Where is
they
it?
would be
Where is
struggling.
it?
Like they're just like, oh, we saw Mulligan's. The guy kept it in his opening hand.
he-
like,
this guy's
my man-
cooking.
Gripped it from the very beginning. I've never seen it. I don't know where it is.
like Suicide's definitely in the hand.
I would be
Suicide's
panicking.
It's signed
But, like-
because they got a new one.
Yeah.
But like, there's your magic for Overlord. What do you do against slime?
Cry.
Right.
If they get 2 Miron turns, you lost.
Yes.
And then Gura, don't let them hit level 3. But if they play standby, it still feels bad.
I think I was playing against Miron where I was doing, some testing.
Mhm.
I was at 1-0. I was canceling very well. He got the Miron turn. I looked at everyone I was in that chat with. I said, I still lose this game, right? They go, why? Because I can't beat over Mirons with level 1s.
Are you talking me compressing 6 with one card?
He's just going to have multiple
is
turns.
Really good.
Yeah. And if
then
they
doing
don't
it
go away.
2 to 3 to 4 turns in a row.
Correct.
They're just gonna keep living, and
Yeah.
they're just
It
gonna-
also, but when you say, "Hey,
Mm-hmm.
Miron, how do you prepare for it?" You're just like, hopefully they overcompress, they get to 2-5, 2-6, you stock swap them, and you hope hopefully end them there.
Yeah.
That's
And
all
that's
you
only,
have
that's if
to
your
do.
set's playing a stock swap. Remember, not
That's
all
if you
slots
have a stock swap.
swaps.
Sometimes you just have to accept a stock shuffle.
But like you got to think about it. Like
Mhm.
even if you're playing Overlord against it, your rest counter doesn't stop them because they're gonna put Shuna. You can't wipe their board because they're gonna double Shuna.
you have to play 2 Eins to do it, or if they have 2 Shunas, you're just crying.
And then we look at like Hendrickson, like it just has so many good zeros. Like Seven Deadly Sins has a lot of good zeros. That Elizabeth combo is pretty good, and I feel like the next card to get hit is gonna be that card. And you know what? I've said it since Sasat came out. I said that card mode is gonna be good.
You weren't looking at that aspect of the card, though.
That is very true, but I knew that combo was gonna be good.
Emphasis on the first
Again.
syllable of that word.
Listen,
Again,
I mean,
Nice.
I
Who-
am
who
an
is, though?
Elizabeth bias, but
Mm.
regardless of that part.
Does that climax come foil?
I wish it
No.
did.
Right? It's
No,
just
Jason would have been
it's
all
just like
over
a
it.
climax common.
I don't have
right?
40
Yes, it
copies of
is.
that climax
Yeah.
just by itself. But anyway,
I mean, it just feels. It feels like there has not been a meaningful mechanic in Weiss that has been introduced, a meaningful effect in Weiss that has been introduced, and it comes from what I feel is just a failure in R&D.
yeah.
where
agree.
where like we see these cards and they're either very generic, bland, and vanilla,
Mm.
or they're so complicated that they just keep having more and more text on them that you're just getting burnt out by how good these effects can be.
Also, just like they're printing effects that like punish your opponent for being a good player.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely.
Like I hate that. Like that Aki, like when Aki came out, it punished you if you were a good player.
Like if you manipulate your deck, you compress your deck the right way, Aki just absolutely brutalizes you.
Yeah,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
you beat the Aki player because you just had to be a bad player. But sometimes being the bad player, you could just eat 6 because your deck is
Like
uncompressed.
Aki would have been completely fine if
it didn't check
did
the top bottom 8 of your deck.
well, if it chunked, if it said deal
oh yeah, if
Deal
it
X
was
X
instead of-
amount instead of X 1 X times.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if it was just like, oh, it's a deal 1
yeah,
and then an attack, that's fine.
yeah,
But it's a hey, I'm dealing 1 3 times.
yeah. They,
Like
they're-
Aki would have been completely fine.
they're-
And I
Yeah.
think in R&D, if they tested it like that, we wouldn't have had a Chainsaw Man ban.
correct.
Yeah. Like the amount of times where I played like between playtesting or just doing it in tournament where
Yeah.
oh like I'm compressed enough that they mill me twice just with Aki. I'm like, that shouldn't happen. I
When-
shouldn't just take 2 free damage from
when
this
they
effect.
when they just go, I'm failing. I play Aki, salvage an Aki, play an Aki, salvage an Aki, play an Aki, salvage the
I don't wanna-
free fresh counter.
I don't want to talk about how
Listen.
a Chainsaw Man player can go from 1 card in hand to a board full of Akis, 4 of them in
No.
memory, and
With-
still having the free fresh in
With the
hand.
free fresh
and the climax.
because the climax combo's free. They have the bar, and it was just like I think it was just a failure on the design of the
And
card.
Whoever made Chainsaw Man, I need to have a nice long conversation with you.
And then you see like Gura. We
Gura
were like
is up.
Marine was bad, but Gura made it infinitely worse for an additional stock.
Do you know why Marine was bad? It's just because you can play 3 of them on 4 stock.
You can play 3 of them on 4 stock, but with Gura, for an additional cost of 1, you can deal an additional 2 sources of damage, and it heals.
Yeah. And don't forget, because of how many soul signs that deck plays, every swing is lethal.
Like, why does the card heal?
That's true.
Why does the card get a plus 2k buff?
I like how we're drawing the line at wow, it heals
I mean,
versus
also,
wow, that card does a lot
listen,
more.
hold on.
Yeah.
You do also need 6 or less cards in hand.
Oh no.
Oh.
So that's a
Doesn't he-
success on R&D because Hachima counter exists.
Oh true.
Because you can't do triple Gura with Hachima
Actually,
unless you hit 3 doors.
That does not sound like
Unless you hit 3
that
doors.
does not sound like actually a good
That doesn't
thing
sound
on
like a
R&D.
win. That
You know
doesn't sound
what?
like a win.
It sounds like they were like, we should make it so that they can have a full hand Hachima counter you and still pay the cost for the Gura.
You know, I want to be able to Gura someone with 10 cards in hand. You're right.
Oh my god. Yeah, if can you imagine being able to Gura somebody with a handful of cards?
That'd be great.
Yeah, wouldn't it?
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
But like, you see these cards with more sprawling text coming
it's a-
out on them,
Yeah,
and the
man.
power
It's a
creep.
whole novel.
The power creep has definitely been felt.
Yeah.
We see level 1s coming out, and you're just like
Level 1 with soul signs are so fun.
level 1s with
Level-
soul signs,
Level 0s with soul signs.
Hey, you leave Ina out of this.
zeros with soul signs. We have 2 zeros with soul signs now.
Yeah.
Like,
that's actually true.
we're starting to see the evolution of the game just go bigger damage faster all the time, and
Yeah.
it's probably hurting this game more so than
Right.
anything. Instead of them trying to develop a core and balance around that core, they're just developing a new, bigger, better, faster, more burns, more damage, more consistency.
Or yummies.
Like
Mm.
it's just actively hurting everyone. And when you have these best decks in the format, when these echelons are developed, it's just taking away from the creativity in this game.
Yeah. When we look at tier lists that are being made, you like see them, but then every time I look at tier 2, I'm like, I feel like tier 2 hasn't changed because I feel like nobody's playing them because why would you?
Like, people want to win the winner promo. They want to win a trip to Worlds. They want to win their $1,000
I'm like,
promo.
I see these standby Ninos, Ichikas, Itsukis, and I'm like, sure, they're there. They're probably just putting them there because, hey, I know what that deck functions, but you see that 7 Deadly Sins, that Gur player, that Ainz player.
You see the person who can kill consistently at 2-5,
Yeah.
2-4, 2-3. Like,
you know?
it's
Yeah.
brutal. It's
It really
really
is.
brutal.
Yeah.
I mean,
And-
I think part of it at this point also is just that, at least like on the English side of Weiss, is that there haven't, like, since the release of like Chainsaw Man, there really hasn't been anything like super strong that has come out in the recent like
No,
months.
I agree.
to
you
be
know,
completely
like
honest,
if we're gonna have like, if they're gonna leave us with like Slime and Overlord, right? Then like it kind of sucks for like everything else that has come out before like since then, because like Ayakashi Triangle and me and Jason, we've talked about this like on our own, like sets like Ayakashi Triangle.
what air for what?
No, I mean, well,
Ayakashi just came out. We're gonna get
yeah, that's like the one
Oshinoko,
that's the one that Ruby,
Ruby.
Yeah.
you know, like those sets that they have like really cool combos. In some other formats, they probably be considered pretty strong combos.
Yeah,
You know, right as of right now, a lot of those combos are fair.
Yeah, that's the thing.
that's the crazy part. Is like, I guess like using the Marine example,
Yeah.
like looking back, like Marine is like sort of fair. 'cause,
It
like,
doesn't heal.
it doesn't heal and it burns too.
It
Like,
Doesn't heal, right?
That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't
I
heal.
said, why
Yeah,
does Gura
exactly.
heal?
Why does Gura heal?
Oh,
Why
hold on.
does Gura
Well,
heal?
it's really funny because I want you to know the biggest gripe about the Kasumi from Anniversary set that me and Tucker have a problem with. We go, why
Oh,
does
from Bang Dream?
Yeah,
You
we
know
go,
the dead set?
yeah, we like this card doesn't heal. And
The
that's the
one
problem with
that's
that card.
trying to fog damage, right?
Yeah, the one that fogs it doesn't heal. So
Well-
it's like, but it's like why? But we think about that because we look, Gura heals, and Gura kills me.
Yeah, but then we'd look at
It's not
Kasumi
fair.
and then
It's not fair.
it would be like, oh, I have these 3 fogs in my hand. It's like, why does that card heal?
Yeah, but
we
like
would,
that.
we would be in the exact same scenario for Kasumi. We'd be like, why does
Well,
this card heal?
Listen, it doesn't plus.
Oh, no.
oh no! Sure.
I feel like Gura plus is by existing.
Gura plus is by ending the opponent.
that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know
It's
what?
not. It's not
Oh.
card removal.
Hey.
It's not card advantage. It's player
You know what?
removal.
Right.
Kasumi also doesn't keep the power on my turn.
You're fogging the other opponent. You're fogging their attacks.
So let me tell you something that's different. Kasumi, sure, it fogs. But what if it doesn't kill your opponent and then you have the fog out, and then your Kasumi's get beat over and you have 0 cards in hand?
You got the what?
Now what? You know what Gura does? Gura kills your opponent while still having 0 cards in hand.
I mean, I think when you're looking at it, Gura's still a 9K on your opponent's turn.
I don't think your opponent has another turn.
That's
Most
fair.
of the time, not.
I know playing Kasumi, my opponent always has another turn. I'll tell you what.
Stop coping on Bang Dream. Hope for your 7th anniversary. Super
It doesn't matter.
Mygo.
I'm just using Kasumi as an example.
Throw cards
see.
to the sky.
Itsuki, that card doesn't heal
unattainable
either.
SSPs.
That card can kill, but I've also seen it not kill.
We've
Oh,
we've
I've
witnessed
seen-
it. We've witnessed it literally.
That
on
card has
stream.
killed me a lot.
Yeah, I've also seen it not kill. And you know when it doesn't kill and you didn't heal because you were at 3-4, you go, well,
Okay.
GG.
GG, sir. While the Gura player,
Extend the handshake.
while the Gura goes the 3-6, heals down the 3-3, triple Guraji, you go, man, I lived at 3-6, and then he proceeds to cancel.
Hey, now they double Gura you and
Heal-
Musashi or
heal
something
down.
like that. Like
If you don't die, you go back and somehow he cancels. It doesn't make any
Musashi or
sense.
Chaco.
One
or
of like the
Suisei
30
or, like 19 off
finishers they have.
finishers in Hololive.
You know, that like you think about it. And listen, Ainz, why does that card heal?
Why does it heal?
So I don't. Even,
Why does it heal
Stop
on climax?
Why does it do
placement?
so much?
No, because it doesn't. technically, quote unquote, it doesn't do anything else but the climax combo, but
Oh,
that's a
no.
whole other thing.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Plus, it gets additional.
Plus, it has goats.
Have you ever read that card? Like
That card's a line of
Have you
text.
read like every
Yeah.
Overlord card? Every one of them is like a thesis.
Yeah, that's true.
Like they are going for a dissertation in
It's-
ruining metas.
And I think the other problem is, right, we aren't, like, Weiss is very different than how Japan functions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And regardless of the meta, what I'm talking about is set releases. The problem is we get one set a month, basically. Now, here's the problem right now with
in the United States.
in the United States.
In
Here's the
United
problem
States-
with
or
getting
in,
one
in the
set a
English
month.
version of the game.
When we get one set a month, the whole game slows down. And that's why I feel like no ban list changes are and we have long ban list changes too.
Yeah, we do.
We can get the 6 sets that do nothing because that one deck still hasn't been touched. Like, what's the point of releasing these 6 sets if this card is still going to be a threat in the meta?
I mean, to be completely honest, like I've forgotten what actually recently came out because, like, oh, this just doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter right now.
Mhm.
Like, Ruby came out. I feel like Ruby does not play well into Slime because it cannot. Yes, it could still do the combo, but it loses the clock kick
Yeah, it
because
loses the clock
Shuna's
kick.
on board.
And chances are their Mirons might be bigger than your rubies. Like,
More than likely.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're right.
Can you imagine that?
who'd have
But like
thunk?
you think of it, like we don't get enough sets, and I think I get it. It's hard on the sales perspective to get these sets because they're all like specific. It's not like
You can't tailor it like Magic tailors to
Correct.
standard or modern, or like Card Fight tailors to all of its prior support.
right. And
The only way you can is just like sequel sets.
Yeah.
And everyone hates sequel sets.
yeah.
Like everyone actually hates sequel sets. We put up with them.
Sometimes the sequel sets come out, and unless you're Hololive, it really doesn't do much for you sometimes.
Hey, say that to Seven Deadly Sins.
That is very true.
That was
That's-
a glow up. That was a glow up.
That really was.
Yeah.
And technically Ruby might have it too, but what I'm saying is it does not happen a lot. But Ruby's also a premium booster set, and that's how a set should be. If we get something, it should be a premium booster. Because premium boosters, I feel like you could release multiple of them in 2
Yeah.
months. Because they're not big sets.
Mm-mm.
Cases are a little bit cheaper. Boxes are a little bit cheaper.
And ideally, like the cards you get are a little bit more impactful.
What's rough is just like
We just don't
how
have,
Weiss goes about it.
we just don't have the player base in US. We don't have the store. We don't run out. There's not a lot of stores that all of the world that runs tournaments, and that's the
Mhm.
problem.
And so many retailers have gotten burnt running
Yeah.
Weiss. So many retailers have gotten burnt getting Weiss. If you go on to tcgplayer.com and look up like Weiss cases of debunked Weiss sets, Attack on Titan final season,
Oh my god.
you
that
could
was
probably buy a case for
so
$300.
bad.
That's insane.
Kaguya Volume 2 cases are going for about $600 now. I know Jason's watching those with a telescope
He's
right
searching.
now.
He's searching right now.
And so many and it's not as if these cases are small.
Yeah.
These are big
These are-
boxes.
Yeah, they are.
670 right now for a Kaguya Love is War 2 box case.
These are like 2 foot by 2 foot boxes that are taking up a very large amount of room. In which I have tons of them discarded down here in
True.
in our where we're recording.
The case graveyard.
Yeah, pretty much. That just a lot of people, they get these and they go, "Oh, this is an anime that's going to sell."
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Like you look at like all of the other anime IP card games. You have the shonen one that has like My Hero and Naruto and like all this,
Yeah.
all these iconic anime. We have more niche animes. And while we have some mainstream ones, we got Frieren, Oshinoko, we have like quintessential quintuplets and stuff
John
like that.
Saw.
We have Chainsaw, fantastic sets.
Yeah.
Not like probably 5% or less of the people who watch that show, probably less than 5%, know that a card game is attached
yeah.
to it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm actually fairly certain when people take cards that get signed at different cons, when you take them to the voice actor, like, oh, a card game exists with this character, that's neat. And it's like, no one knows about it, ever.
It's so interesting. And you'd
Yeah.
think that Weiss would partner with High Dive or Crunchyroll or one of these
Something.
anime licensed IPs.
Well, actually, didn't that happen recently where Weiss was actually shown in a show?
That is true.
It's in it, yeah.
But
But like, it's like, oh, that's cool.
But
That's
that's still
happened.
that's
like,
still like the JP side.
it's
of
such a
things.
Yeah,
long shot. It's such
exactly.
a long shot.
I mean, what's nice is like, yes, here's the thing. Hololive gets a lot of. They have their own ambassadors. now.
their convention is sponsored
Yeah.
by Bushiroad.
Yeah, but like that's what I mean. Like there's the problem. Like, it's not Bushiroad does not promote Weiss enough because there, like, when we had multiple sets a month, yes, it was tough, but it felt fresh. Right now, I get one set and I go, yeah, this isn't doing anything right now because we aren't gonna have a change. If I feel like if they're gonna release one set, like, so if they're gonna release sets slowly, they should at least they then need to update
Give us a big set.
or they need to like update the ban list a little bit faster. Then don't make us wait like 6-7 months.
It's so hard because I see both ends of this ban list. I see both ends where it's
Yeah.
just like, we see the problem, we need to fix the problem. But it's like, we have 2 main tournament circuits a
Yeah.
year.
I know.
And it's brutal. It's so brutal.
It's so bad.
And it looks like BCS 24-25 is trying to remedy that because
it's longer.
it's longer. The tournament, that circuit went from being a condensed 4 months to a much more leisure 6 months.
Yeah, it feels nice.
And
Actually,
so we can take our time.
Yeah.
We can look at these with genuine data and
Yeah.
figure out what can be a problem in here.
Yeah.
But I still don't think Bushiroad is going to be proactive on it
I
because
don't think so either.
we're still only going to have 15, 20 tournaments to look at. And then if Springfest, I would like Springfest to just start a month after Championship Series. Like, I understand that's a lot of work, but like as the primary and pretty much only large-scale tournament organizer for this game, because a lot of retailers, once again, don't want to take a risk on running a large event and having it flop.
Mm-hmm.
As that, you should try to take it as a responsibility. Other card games have.
Yeah.
And if you don't think it, I just look at like Cardfight Vanguard, where they are constantly going 200 plus, almost 300. Like, I think California had like 320
Yeah.
people in it. And it's just like, I understand that the community for that game is much larger than Weiss.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And the depth of play is a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
But it is a thriving card game that other retailers take the chance on, have large inventories,
Yeah.
have a large backstock of things. You have a backstock of Weiss.
It sits
Unless
there.
it's high rarity,
It sits there.
it's probably just dead money.
It just sits there. And it's sad because Weiss is a very fun game. And I will say, playing Weiss casually, it feels good because I could play whatever I want without the care in the world. It's just when I have to go to a competitive scene, I just don't want to think about, like, man, this is probably the 5th slime player I played in a row now. And I'm here today.
Like, it's such an enjoyable game where you just flip cards off the top of your decks, you do your fun
Yeah.
effects. You have some gorgeous cards
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
exist. Like, people go, wait, there's a insert slice of life anime card game, and I go, yeah, it's part of this bigger card game. And I have these signed cards. Look how pretty they are. And they're like, oh, cool. How much are those? And you're like, we're not going to talk about that.
It's just, it feels like when we left 2022 meta, which was Marine, MTI, Nino,
Danmachi.
Denmachi, but like it
I
felt
was
like
at my strongest
it
then.
felt like a lot. There was still a lot
That's
like you were
sad.
seeing.
Yeah.
Like you were seeing different Quints, you were seeing Denmachi, you were seeing Hololive, you're seeing MTI. And yes, those decks I will say were all annoying, but it felt like if it didn't feel as bad as
I mean, remember the Spring Fest from Ashoku Tensei was just
yeah. But,
awful.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, it
yeah.
was varied enough.
well, that's also because they banned Data Live before that came out. And there
They
was nothing.
banned
There was
Data
nothing to
Live,
combat
They were
it.
scared of Kurumi.
Yeah.
They banned
Kaguya,
Kaguya.
But like it felt nice in 2022. And yes, I hated Marine in 2022. But like
everyone did.
everyone did.
If you didn't, you played it.
Yeah, exactly. Even I decided that I could play it. It's like not. It just was it. But now it's like I don't even want to play the good decks because it feels bad. You know what I mean? It's just like I don't like playing these decks.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. There's just it's not to say that Weiss has interaction, but like there's just no. You're literally playing solitaire to the point where like, okay, like did you reach
Yeah.
critical mass? Like, cool, kill
It
you, and you're like,
just
that's it.
Feels
Goodbye.
bad because you like playing Denmachi. Denmachi was a big deck when it came
Oh,
out.
I love that.
But
deck
like
so much.
Denmachi was enjoyable to look at. Listen,
Especially
I
my
will
deck.
say as much as I hate Standby, that Nino deck was so fun to play. It still is very fun to play.
I'll tell you.
Like
I sleeved it-
regardless.
I sleeved it back up recently and just did like test hands like goldfishing, and then I was just like, man,
Like Nino felt fun.
This is
You
such
know,
a
12
such a good
copies of
time.
Standby are really, really
Marine,
good.
I will say, Marine was a fun deck. It had good kill potential. I think I didn't like the Kanata version as much. I played it because it was the better version, but the level 1 Marine version was fun.
It's because Kanata was very similar to how Murin plays, where if they get more than 2 turns with Kanata, you're just like,
Yeah.
It's pretty rough. Yeah,
You're
It's
just
pretty
like,
rough,
oh,
buddy.
great. They have 3
boy.
Marines in
But
hand. They
at
have
least-
the rest counter because you don't need 6 or less cards in your hand to play it. They have at least 2
Yeah.
backups in their hand to keep the Kanatas around. And shocker, they got a Climax Swapper and a Stock Swapper in their hand or something
What
like
is
that.
what was nice though is like at least there was counterplay to Kanata because of like
Yeah, and then they sided 3 times, and you're just like, oh,
well,
man.
but then like, you could play Adachis.
But there was only
Adachi?
one that was worth it.
Correct.
There
But
was only one that was worth
you
it.
still could play it. Versus now you can't
God
play
rest
Adachis.
Itsuki's soul.
You
That's
can't-
actually the worst part. It's like
there's nothing. There's no counterplay to Miron
no,
sometimes.
there's no counterplay to Mirons and there's no counterplay to Overlord. And it's like, oh, well, you can have X thing. It's like, no, I can't because if they're
Yeah.
a decent player, there's no way to
Yeah.
counterplay.
And you
it.
go, well, the Overlord player can side. Well, they still side for 2.
And
That's
then
still obnoxious.
The Muron player is frontaling for 13-5s. Like,
Whee!
And then
oh, and uninteractable.
it's like, oh, you're trying to get bigger. Good luck. They're gonna have a backup in hand, so they're like 14, 15.
Don't even talk. I hate. That's one of the worst things about playing Miron. You go, all right, I swing my 15-5. He goes memory kick back. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that does
Oh, okay.
it. There it is.
plus 3K.
All right, I guess I'm pack it up. It's
Yeah,
time to go
like,
home.
Plus 3K, and then, if you do happen to get over it, do you think they'll have 3 stock to pay for it?
Sometimes they don't,
Sometimes they don't because they'll just draw it and get, the other one that
or
they
they're
had in
because
their
they're
deck.
right at 3 and they're just gonna waste all their stock right now
And
anyway.
they'll go Benny, Millum, game.
Yeah. Yes,
They're
I
like,
love.
oh, you got it over my 15-5. What's it on your turn? An 11K?
Oof.
That's fine.
I love
That's reasonable.
I love uninteractable mill and burn.
Millen Burn is great. Millen
play
Burn is
play
great.
mill and burn one. Play another.
Play over with the 1-0.
with the 1-0.
Pitch a card.
Pitch a card back. Check top 2. Do it again. Burn 1.
And
Ugh.
then if you play like 2 or 3 Millums, you can just...
I'll never forget the game I played where I went from 3-0 to 3-4 and he hasn't even attacked me yet.
I mean,
Man.
Millum's a brutal card. Millum's absolutely
yeah.
brutal. And then
Yeah.
they'll have 2 on board, so that's 2 free clock kicks.
Yeah.
So you have to cancel literally everything,
Ugh.
or you lose.
That's so annoying, actually.
Yeah, and that's just how I feel about how this game is right now.
I don't know. With their set releases, with all these set releases, we get a reprint here, we get a reprint there. We're getting what? JoJo's Konosuba. Jason has stated the wrong one.
We are getting the wrong Konosuba. We are getting Crimson Lord versus the ones that have the expensive double rares right now.
Does Crimson Lord have cabbages?
I think it does.
That's a win.
No.
Jake.
That's a win.
Like, we don't have the early play Aqua, which is $40. We don't have the Megamine Stock Soul, which is $50. We're missing some of the good cards.
But we can floop the cabbage.
you can floop the cabbage, I guess.
And that's all.
I don't
that
know who
matters.
asked for Crimson Lord, and I need to find out who.
But then, I look at some of the ways they justify reprints, and I get very upset because they go, "Hey, you can buy Fate for $300, and you get one of each card.
But they're shiny though.
They're shiny, but for
And that's-
$1,200,
Yeah.
you are trying to sell me a foil playset in
Of
which the
Set 1 Fate.
the double rares are not
Nice.
SPs.
No.
These are not the SR arts.
Nope.
These are the base arts foil for $1,200.
All right, listen. Iskander is pretty cool. Not
Okay.
gonna lie.
Okay. wait,
$1,200
No,
cool.
Jason, hold on. Can you
You only
name
need
any other
one.
card in that set that's actually worth playing?
The Gilgamesh.
Okay, name a third one.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow, this guy.
This
Moving the
wow,
goalpost.
the goalpost got so much wider. Brandon.
I named 2
But,
cards.
or
you said-
narrower, I guess.
Well, okay, sorry. The whole point is
No,
that
the worst
I
one is the sword art set. That one's pretty bad.
That is insane.
That one's
that
pretty
is
bad.
insane because that one has
They're really pretty though, but it's really bad.
that one has the event, right?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh, so
It's
it's the
even
wrong
worse.
sword art set.
Yeah, it's a set 1.
So-
It's got Vice Commander Austin. You know, the 1-0 backup that's really
so
expensive.
for $1,200.
You can get 4 of them.
You can get 4 cards in foil. And Weiss goes, "Hey, why do we have all these cards left over? Why do we have all these $300 boxes left over?" And I don't know their sales data, but they are literally available on every Weiss, everything
So-
that Bushiroad's at.
I will say because I went to Anime NYC and they were selling it there, and people were joking like, "Oh, they only have like 40 boxes of each." I'm like, I'm like, they're not going to sell out. Like, oh no, there's a chance to sell out because there's thousands of people that come in.
I want to buy the
I
Sword
went
Art
all
one.
3 days, and everything
How
else.
many were left Sunday?
I have no idea, but everything else sold out, but those. So I'm like, yeah, of course.
Well,
it
I mean, yeah,
happens.
$300
You have
is
to
a
be a
tough
real
sell.
fan.
Yeah.
I can't justify spending $1,200 on a playset of anything.
I don't even want a playset. I just want one, to be honest.
But you're paying $300 for what card?
I'm actually taking a look at it right now. Oh, okay. There's some spicy Asuna cards in here.
Oh Jesus.
Anyway, that's regardless of why I want to buy it.
That is so much money, and like they stuck with it.
Mm-hmm.
They are going. This is the price for this product for 100 cards.
If it was
It's-
literally any other Fate set besides Zero, I would have
It-
highly considered
It's
it.
because they did do it technically in Japan also. They did it with Little Busters and Persona 3. Same thing. It's a Chronicle set, all foil. I will say though, at least Persona 3 had the money counter in it. This does not have a money counter
I
in it.
just don't
No.
think in any world. Like I was like, man, slime for $400. That's kind of a hard sell. Me in 2021. That's kind of a hard sell.
Now you look
I
at
bought it.
Looks at a Chronicle
I
set.
bought it.
Yeah.
I bought it, but at least I got 4 of each card.
yeah.
That's crazy. On TCG they have one for him, but I'm pretty sure if I go to Bushiroad's website, it's still 300 over there.
I believe it.
No doubt. Absolutely.
I mean, you can probably still buy them. I'm sure they're still in stock.
Yeah, most definitely.
But it's upset. So to go back to the whole like why are they reprinting certain sets, because it does confuse me of like, okay, is there a demand for these sets? Does someone say, hey, there's a lot of people asking, but like I don't see it. Everyone who talks about it, they all say, who asked for this set? And it's like,
Yeah, it just shows that Bushiroad of the English.
I think
Oh,
they're just out of touch.
They're just out of touch with us, not us here.
the players
The
and
players.
The players
what
in
they
general.
and what they're
Ah,
asking
with
for.
us too.
With us.
That
yeah.
With
too.
us too.
if they want to reach out to us, they can. We would love to talk.
I mean, we're all players in the card game that they produce. We all think that a lot better things need to happen when Bushiroad offers this kind of platform for us.
Yeah.
They have put a lot of resources into making this app for us. They
Yep.
put a lot of resources into Decklog for us.
Yep.
We have a new look at Weiss Schwarz coming.
Oh,
So this was recorded a little before the new look reveal came out. It turns out it's a website update for visuals. So that's cool. I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Back to the podcast.
we have no idea.
Whatever that
Yeah,
is.
whatever that means.
Who knows what that's going to be?
Downloading.
That's such a like
It's
anecdote
so
out of
vague.
nowhere. Like just
Is it a Switch game?
I cannot wait till it's like I'm gonna blow my brains out.
So-
Just wait to that one.
that's the new
Wait-
look?
Wait to the stock pot when they reveal that, and I'm just livid.
I can't wait for it to be like, we get an online client, but you need to buy the sets. Like, it's a free online client, but you have to buy the sets.
Hey, do not
Dear
call out
Days
Pokemon TCG like that. Okay.
No, it's just gonna be Deer Days. It's fine.
No, that's Pokemon TCG.
That's true, actually.
But like we're gonna be like, hey, what can we use this online client for? And like, to practice. Why are we spending money on the online client?
What
to practice.
to play bro.
The bro's coming back. Oh no,
Bro for the online
it's
client.
gonna be great. Like if it's like an online client, and once again, we're throwing this out there. This could be anything. This could
Dude,
be like a collection, like
Dude, it's
keeper for all we
it's,
know.
It's literally about to be like, oh yeah, the card frames look different now for the English version of the game.
Or they're gonna talk about the box sets. The actual cases are gonna be different. Like, oh, it's less boxes but more packs. It's gonna be something like that. Maybe.
Well, we already have that.
yeah. So like,
They're gonna go Weiss Schwarz Blau in English, and it's like no one asked for this.
It's like I didn't want this.
I can't believe they're charging $17 shipping still for a Chronicle set. Just give me it for free. It's $300. That's crazy.
I mean, it's cheaper than buying a convention ticket.
That's so true.
That is much cheaper
That's
than buying
so true,
a
especially
convention
Anime
ticket.
NYC.
A $90
Yeah,
one day
don't.
convention
That's
ticket.
insane.
Do not talk to me about how much those tickets were, please.
It just feels so out of touch. If that thing was like $150,
Yeah,
you
then
spend $600 on a playset. That is still a lot of money on Weiss cards.
you're
Yeah.
spending
But
2 to
we
3
have
times
spent
more.
about that on an SP or an SSP
B2.
or
Yeah.
a secret.
Yeah.
Like you can say, hey, one SSP or a playset of every foil card from set 1 that hasn't been printed in
In-
8 years.
Yeah, if you told me,
Chronicle
hey,
sets.
spend $200 to get a playset of a set, or you spend $600 to get a full playset of everything being foil, I'm like, okay, like I can see the math there.
Can you imagine they do this for Konosuba 1?
Those playsets would sell so hard if they were $200.
Oh yeah, 100%.
What?
It'd be so.
Playsets being reasonable priced?
Like even if they were like $300, if Weiss just said, "Hey, we're fixing the playset market on our end. We don't care about your case resale price, your ratios. We don't care about that at all. We're just gonna sell you a $300 playset from a set that was printed 7 years ago that no one had access to. Here you go." Like Weiss would fully upend how we would look at the game, because we'd be scared that they would reprint another set for $300 and we'd go, well, I guess our playsets have to be less money from our cases, from our older cases. Or it's just like, you look at it logistically, it's just, they have the means to do it. They charge us a lot of money for these cases. We buy these cases for a lot of money. We get a lot of these commons and uncommons that we're left with in these cases that we don't need anymore.
But you get like 2 or 3 signed cards.
That rot in our boxes on our shelves.
Whoa. What do you... It sounds like you're speaking from experience.
Never. Ever. There's definitely not 40,000 Weiss cards on some aluminum frames behind you.
Yeah, I would say we almost need to have just a picture, just a little snippet.
Oh, yeah.
Little snippies.
It's probably more than 40,000 Weiss cards. Though.
I-
At this point, probably.
It's probably like closer to 60 to 70,000.
I mean, there's
We have a problem, huh?
Oops.
Oh, yeah, we do.
what's this? Oh well,
But then, with all the HoloLive we opened, with all those aquas,
you guys got a lot of whole life.
there's like easily $300 of aquas there.
Hey man,
Mm-hmm.
Are we ever gonna sell them? No.
I can't. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
oh I'm sorry, buddy. We got to pour one out.
I miss her so
But
much.
I think, there's a lot of scrutiny and responsibility that Weiss needs to handle on their end that we have definitely talked to death.
Yeah,
Because we've all gone on our own soapboxes. We've all kind of put it out there. And I think, they have to look at it money first. Every company has to look at it money first. But you'd think it'd be players or community second. And it really doesn't feel like that in some areas. Like you can see
No.
some budding locations in like SoCal and Texas. There's a couple locals in the Northeast.
yeah, like
But-
a couple hub cities.
But when you look at it, it's just like this game doesn't have enough players, and I feel like Weiss itself could help a lot by doing it. Like, giving test decks or demo decks or, a bunch of old trial decks
Bring back
to
Milky Homes.
stores
No.
where people could just play the game.
Why? What's wrong?
Yeah, because like I will say this, that the fact that there are more like multimedia card games now, not just like the fact that there's digital ones, but there's other card games out now where you can get to play your favorite anime. So like Bushiroad has competition now, so like, they got to be a little bit more aware or at least conscious of,
Yeah.
player bases might shift a little bit. I don't know.
There's card games coming out with substantially larger IPs.
Yeah.
Like HoloLive.
Oh, that is true.
HoloLive
I
is
forgot about
releasing
that.
their own card game.
That is true.
But when you hear that shonens are just specifically getting their own card game,
I mean, yeah. You look at the other card game. I don't know if we want to name it.
you can.
Yeah. So if you look at like Union Arena, like look at like the starting sets. They got JJK. They got Bleach,
Hunter,
Hunter, and like what, like Code Geass?
Code Geass, One Punch Man.
Now, like, you got like really heavy hitters right now, like JJK and Bleach, super popular right now. You know, JJK is ending soon.
Yep.
The anime, you know, season 2 was insane, and then Bleach, you know, it just had its anime come back recently. It's on break right now, but it'll be back soon. And then after that, Hunter x Hunter, people love that show. People, you know, will still talk about it as if like it's the best show like ever. And then, you know, kind of the same with Code Geass to a lesser extent. I mean, I love Code Geass, but
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, it's either like New Age Shonen or old school Toonami
yeah,
that a lot of people are looking at.
It works like Weiss also. Like it's all based on set.
yeah, it's
My
yeah,
only problem with Union Arena is the person who makes it. So
yeah, the company that makes it.
Yeah.
I love that company. I swear.
I don't.
Neither do I.
I don't.
Yeah, because like I've gotten so many questions where like if we were like playing Weiss out somewhere, like, oh, what card game is this? It's like, oh, this is Weiss Schwarz. It's like, oh, what's it about? It's like, oh, you take different anime. And
They
you
got
fight.
Naruto.
Yeah, they got Say that
They got
same
Naruto.
question every single time. It's
Well,
like,
One
Naruto,
Piece.
They got One Piece. It's like no, One Piece has its own card game. You can just play that instead.
You
Gotta
got
be-
Dragon Ball?
No.
they have their
No,
own card
sir.
game.
No.
And-
But I do have Ari Ferretta.
And they're like, what's
Oh,
that?
that's kind of cool.
Oh, like they're gonna be like, oh,
Look at this
Okay.
very nice looking dragon lady. But it's one of those more awkward ones where sometimes the cards aren't, you know, the easiest to have in public as well.
Huh?
Yeah, Jason,
Um,
looking at you.
We've
What?
had censorship on cards in North America because of it.
hey,
I could go a while, but I
It
thought about
doesn't,
the No Game
happen
No Life
anymore.
censorship.
Doesn't really happen
Um,
anymore.
Yet.
It's true. It does not.
Yet.
Porno Game No Life.
Listen,
Um,
man, I don't know. Adrenaline was left alone. I feel like we're pretty okay for now.
And it's one of those things where it's like there's some huge IPs in this game,
Yeah.
but not enough people know about them.
And it's
Frieren was one of the most popular animes of this year, and not a lot of people know that a Weiss Schwarz set is releasing unless you are involved actively in the Weiss Schwarz community.
correct.
Oshi
Yeah.
no Ko, also gigantic IP.
They did a lot to get that to come to English.
Idol
Yeah,
took
yeah.
over like a lot of top 100 song charts
Yep.
for multiple weeks, and not a lot of people know it's coming to Weiss Schwarz in English in an international setting.
Yeah,
True.
It's really weird. Like getting into Weiss these days it feels like you kind of just stumble into it, right? Like you're just like on Twitter one day, or like you're just like randomly like on YouTube or TikTok. I mean, probably not TikTok,
Bye,
but,
shorts.
but like you're just like scrolling,
You're like, what?
and then
Watching
like
your average card fight Vanguard.
yeah, and then yeah, or you're a Vanguard player and you watch it on YouTube. But like you know, you're scrolling through like Twitter and you know, just randomly someone happens to mention Weiss in some capacity.
Yeah.
You know, like
You have to be involved in card game Twitter.
yeah, you have to be involved in like so I've said this before. I probably said this on the podcast before, but like realistically, Weiss is probably not your first card game.
Correct.
Yes.
Mhm.
I think
Right.
it's
Like-
really
Yep,
funny
yep.
Like 9 out of 10 times, it's not your first card game.
when you think about it. Most Bushiroad game players, like if you play Vanguard, you play Shadowverse, you probably play Weiss because it's the other day.
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like actively, you probably play Weiss because it's also the other day.
Like when I found out about Weiss, I couldn't
It
even
was-
tell you what
It was
exactly.
Quince, right?
No, I found out about Weiss
Oh, wait, it was Persona.
through Persona 5 because I Persona 5 had just come out recently.
Yeah, nice Morgana SP.
Yeah, and then I buy one box.
What a way to keep you out.
Most,
What a way to keep you out
most
of
of us,
Weiss.
I think, have entered Weiss because we saw X thing. We were like,
Yeah.
"That's cool." Some of us,
But the-
you know,
but
we
the
decided to
problem-
continue going with it, which is a
the
problem.
problem, right? And it's really weird to say that it's a problem, but the problem is just that again, like I said, we like stumbled into it.
Yeah,
It's like it's not like it was directly. It was directed at us.
yeah,
It's not like, you know, Bushiroad was like, "Hey guys," or like I don't know, if they're like a trailer or something, but like, "Hey guys, you like Persona? Yeah, look at this, look at this." You know,
Yeah.
like there's no like ads for it or anything.
yeah.
And then what really
Nothing meaningful. At
what
least.
really hurts Weiss the most, and this is a lot of Japanese card games. Single on-demand print runs.
Yeah.
So when Oshinoko comes out in
actually.
later this month in September.
Yeah, later this month. Actually,
Later this month in September, when Oshinoko comes out, someone's gonna go, "Oh, that's cool. Where can I get some boxes of Oshinoko?"
Nope.
You're gonna go. You have to go to tcgplayer.com and most likely buy a box that's been seeded for $70 because someone decided they're going to open all the SPs out of their case and SSP and then sell everything else on tcgplayer.com to the person who does not know better.
Yeah.
And while I'm okay with you selling Weiss Schwarz on tcgplayer.com, I like TCG Player a lot. There are some people who are willing to take advantage, and if they have 27 boxes of Oshinoko for $65, and you go, that's a weird number to have left. Hey, what if they opened 40 boxes on their own and got, SSPs, SPs? Does this have OFRs? It has OFRs, right?
Oh my god, I want so many things.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it has
I think so.
it has
Oh, no,
it
he's
has
thinking-
it has
he's thinking.
OFRs, and you go. This person does not know better. They buy this box on TCG, $65, $70, kind of expensive, just for a thing they like to look at to pull 3 SRs, and it's dead.
I think it's time to be Akane's strongest soldier this BCS.
It feels
Whoa,
bad.
Whoa.
It feels
I salute you, sir.
it feels really bad.
Put the gun down, sir. Put it down.
And so like, I think Weiss could take advantage of something like double wave releases.
Are you telling me that if I go to Bushiroad's Global website, I should just be able to buy boxes from them?
That would be fantastic. That'd
So-
be amazing.
Also, the other thing is just like, as of right now, as of 2024, anime is like the most popular it's ever been.
Yep.
And it only grows every year.
It's only getting bigger.
I too like Russian
So-
propaganda.
So again, like for example,
You're
with
dead when that set comes out.
with sets like Frieren and Oshinoko, like now these sets have not come out yet in English. But realistically, what are the chances that Bushiroad sends like a box to like your favorite anime YouTuber? It's
Honestly,
pretty low.
That's
Realistically, it's probably really low.
That's very true.
Imagine if like Mom's Basement opened it.
Yeah, that's like imagine Mother's Basement or like the Trash Taste
Yeah,
crew.
Sure.
Like imagine like someone like that. Like
Imagine if just Crunchyroll posted it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well, listen,
Honestly, yeah.
Crunchyroll, I think had its own VTuber. I don't think she streams anymore.
Oh,
But
sad.
Yeah.
if she did, she'd be a good person to send it
Muna
to.
literally opened a box
Listen,
the other day.
yeah,
Hololive's really carrying a lot.
the Hololive girls, they the 4 ambassadors mostly, right? They'll open something on stream if it pertains to them mostly,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I know Muna recently got in the mail her SP from the summer premium.
Yeah, they
booster.
all got they like a couple of them. They get
Yeah,
their SPs.
so it's just like it's not like it's a foreign concept to them to send something to a content creator.
Yeah.
But when they send
potentially
it to Weiss content creators, and I understand they have to, it makes sense that they do.
Yeah.
But they could easily broaden that scope so much and just go, hey, you like anime, right?
You're right. Logan Paul should open Weiss.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
calm down.
Oh my gosh, that would be so bad for the game's economy. I would love it.
The former North American champion,
Yeah,
Logan Paul.
I do agree.
That'd be so horrible for the
Yeah,
game's
don't worry,
economy.
he'll
That
just-
would be
Pokemon,
amazing.
and then send one to
well,
LA Knight.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, he'll just wear it as a necklace right next to the
How about
Charizard.
it?
But
oh
like-
my gosh.
But like, it's crazy that in the year 2024, Bushiroad's not doing more to promote
A game.
this game, considering the fact that it probably don't cost them much.
You know, it's crazy. I think it's just because they're spoiled.
With
I guess.
I think they're spoiled by Vanguard.
I guess. So like the Vanguard is a completely different problem
Yeah.
in terms of like how they promote that game.
Right.
But, like,
yeah, the
it's-
promo situations. Whew.
So like the way they promote that game is completely different. I mean, listen, it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier, it's you're not you don't have like anime sets,
Yeah.
right? So in a way
yes,
that's
you do.
well, not many. They don't have many collaboration sets.
True.
So for the most part,
Wait,
right?
but what about the Vanguard TV show?
All right. Anyway.
That's an anime.
Anywho, we've lost them. We're done here. He's
what?
gone.
Oh,
He's a lost
I'm just
soldier.
confused.
Okay,
But
so
yes.
with Vanguard,
You have an anime that you can base the card game off of.
yes.
Well,
So the thing
Weiss-
is,
Like Yu-Gi-Oh?
Stop! No, Jason, no.
the thing is with Vanguard, at any point in time, they could release a card, and you can see that card, and you're like, oh, that guy looks really cool. I think
Yeah.
I want to build that deck. Now, whether that deck is good or bad, like that's a completely different story.
Yeah, it's whatever.
But like, you can only do that every like, I don't know, maybe like twice a year with Weiss, right?
Yeah.
Like, like if especially if you're not super into like some of these niche shows that Weiss tends to license. Again, I'm gonna keep bringing this up because it's the most recent set in memory. Outside of Jason, I don't know anybody who's watched Ayakashi Triangle. I don't know anyone who's watched this show.
Alejandro, legitimately, when it got revealed, like, hey, we're
Yeah.
bringing this set over, I'm like, what is
That
that
is pretty
actually?
cool.
What is it
Yeah,
about? Geometry, I guess.
That's
I bet-
pretty cool.
I'm sure the set's really cool.
It's about shapes.
But again, there
It's a little suggestive.
there
too,
are
but-
so many
Oh,
there are so
God.
many Weiss sets that are like that, right? There's so many Weiss sets that are just like
Air for what coming up.
yeah, it's just like
I didn't know what that was
again,
either.
Hey, at least Jason and I watched that.
yeah, oh my god.
Surprisingly, why was Rent a Girlfriend a lot popular? But it's also a bad.
Because
Yo, that's
Rent a
also
Girlfriend
mystery.
because
That's
Rent a
also
Girlfriend
mystery.
came out in 2020 because Rent a Girlfriend
Oh,
came out in
yeah, it did
2020
come
and we
out
had
there.
nothing to do.
Right.
We had nothing to do.
Watch Rent a Girlfriend 'cause
People
they
watched
were
it
left with
because it was there and people saw it somehow had like
That's
an
crazy when you
8.5.
think about it.
And you're just like, why was it so? And it's just like, because it has the best girls in it. And it's just
That's
like,
so crazy.
So
I also think there's a very large correlation to if a show gets a dub. Ayakashi Triangle did not get a dub.
Oh yes, but so and that's why nobody knows about it.
Yeah,
I
that's the
think
reason.
more people in the English game will play the game if that show has an English translated
Not,
dub.
not you saying, "Wow, man, I love my English exclusive sets."
I don't know, man. A majority of Hololive don't have English dub.
Yes, they do, and it's hilarious.
They don't have very good dubs.
Have you ever heard the Ocean dub for Dragon Ball? It's amazing.
Oh my god.
School Days dub, that's
You're right,
amazing.
there should maybe we just make more English exclusives. That's it. Let's just
I'm-
make our own game.
I mean, okay, legitimately, I would love to like go through the whole rabbit hole of like looking at the past English sets and be like, all right, like how good were
Would
these
we
really?
just make more?
Look at
Some-
Mob Psycho.
Look
What
at
do we
Card
make
Captor
more?
Sakura, Jake.
Oh,
You're-
that's a low one. That's a low one.
What if AOT just gets another set?
Yeah.
Whee!
I mean, hey, listen.
Hey, I could use another $200 case.
Listen, man. They only
$200
covered like the first final season.
Yeah, how many more were
yeah,
there?
Yeah.
we need the second final season. We're gonna get a movie at some
Yeah.
point.
And then the
Like,
final. Yeah, it's
So
easy.
in the light of things, Weiss, I hate you.
Oh,
man.
same.
Oh,
I will
Man.
still continue to buy your product, but,
But-
Yeah,
make
I mean-
other people want to buy your product, not just me.
Listen, all I'm saying is I'm rooting for you, Nick A. I'm rooting for you, right? I'm rooting for you to be a very strong set.
Yeah,
Well-
me too.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Why can't it come out faster?
Well, it's coming out in
Can I
December.
get
in
another
Japan.
ban list?
It's coming out in
I
December.
need another one.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, with that, I think we're just about wrapping up.
Yeah, we're just gonna start.
Our
getting real
brains
sad.
are starting to melt. We're thinking way too much about Weiss right now. So,
Check critical
right, yeah, right now.
Oh boy,
oh, that's not even the right game.
that's not the right game.
That's not even the right game. All right, take care, y'all.
See y'all
Yeah.
later.
Bye.
Soup.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this episode of the Stock Pod. If you liked what you watched, please like and subscribe. We definitely appreciate that. We got some more stuff on the way and we're really excited for it. Once again, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.